So the garment I'm wearing, the sweater I'm wearing is actually one of the first ones that we sampled years ago now. But this is a super exciting thing that's happening in fashion. Technology is getting quicker to produce things, which is dropping your minimums, right? So you're starting to see, and you get closer and closer to custom as well. So when you were making, say you were a fashion designer and you wanted to make t-shirts or sweaters, you'd find a manufacturer, you'd find a factory, you'd come up with the specs and the sizing, but then you'd have to make like 250, 300 units as a minimum. Because in order for the factory to process it and make any money, they have to do it in bulk, right? So you as a designer, that creates a huge problem. Now you have to think, okay, what sizes am I going to divide that up in? What colors am I going to divide that up in? And what happens is you have a ton of waste. You end up selling maybe 50% of those units at regular price, and then the markdown game begins, right? 20% off within a month, 50% off 2 months later, to the point where you're just like, you'll take any money to get rid of those. You have a bunch of like pink extra smalls and brown double XLs, and it's very difficult, especially now that things are changing so much more, because you used to look at last year's sales and say, okay, last year's we sold this many medium navies, and you kind of predicted off that. But the way fashion is changing, it's like impossible to predict. So what's happening now is these Japanese knitting machines, which are amazing, are making one garment at a time, fully automated. So it's like a robot. It's knitting your garment. So you don't need to have any minimums whatsoever. You can buy a sweater from me today, and I'll make it on the spot. And we make it in about an hour, and I ship it to you. So we cut down all that waste. It's so much more sustainable. And then me as a designer, I can flex way more on the styles I want to produce, because I don't have to make 200, 300 units of each one. I just have to make one, program the machine appropriately, and then every time it sells, boom, ship it on demand. And it feels like ready to wear because it can ship in like a day or two. So this is like super exciting in that it very much is the future. It gives you way more flexibility from a design perspective. There's a lot less wasted material. There's no like questionable overseas sewing, because most of those factories that are making these garments in bulk are, they're in Bangladesh, China. You have no visibility into where it's being made. So I'm super, super excited about this. It's brand new. We just started offering it with some basic styles. This fall, we're going to add some new ones. But look out for 3D knitting as part of the future of fashion.